Record. All right, y'all. So again, we're about to get this ball rolling. I quickly want to go through our back office right now for Team Trends. So if you're seeing this for the first time, whenever you get here, it's Tradera.associates. Okay, that's going to be the right URL. It's going to ask you to sign in. Once you go to sign in, you're actually going to do your forgotten password, right? You're going to do your forgotten password immediately. So basically, you can, again, re-register and things like that. Indy, I know you've done it. Jamal, I think that's you on the Samsung. I know you've done actually was able to help you do that personally while we were there. So good stuff. If anyone has not had the um, time to actually update that, definitely please reach out, to myself or to the person who got you here, so we can make sure we help everyone do all that and get everything set up accurately for us. Cool. All right. So basically, once you get in, you're going to see your back office. It's going to tell you exactly what you have active, right? You see, I have my client membership and my IBO membership under product list. Lets me know that I'm currently active for both of these. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna go to the client access because that's really why everyone starts, here with Team Trends and actually with Tradera, so we can actually learn how to trade, right? So here's where your trade academy is. This is your bread and your butter, okay? And what I mean by that is, hey guys, we got to read. Guys and gals, we got to read, okay? We have to learn, right? We want to earn, but we have to learn, okay? And in order to learn, we have to utilize our trade academy. As you guys can see here, that we have the overview, right? We have the information for our asset classes, our trading terminology, our trading basics, our trading analysis, support and resistance, how to identify trends, price channels, market structure, price action, guys. And this is really where it started getting fun, right? When you start getting technical in what we do. We have our Fibonacci analysis, our Elliott waves, our time frames, correlations, and risk management. I know risk management is last, but guys, I can't, stress enough how important risk management is, for us and everything that we do. People are asking, is this call live right now? And it's like, yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. So if you're coming on right now, please make sure we mute so we can get through this. But guys, this is our bread and butter. I do know of only one person who actually had really an issue with the account, and we sent that email to support today, and hopefully we get that back within 24 hours of what's going on, guys. But again, your bread and butter. And when we say asset classes, we talk about Forex and crypto here as well. Same thing with our terminology, Forex and crypto. And then going into our basics, we talk about, how to get TradingView, how to download MetaTrader 4 on your desktop as well as your phone. And also how, to look at different trading styles and charting styles, okay? But that's basically mainly where our education is. If you have time to actually go through it, I also suggest, guess what, going through it again, okay? Because all you can do is consistently get better, okay? That's it. So and what we do is evolving with our terminology, so it's important to actually do this more than once, okay? Now let's look at our trade alerts to see if we got those updated. I do know if you're in our group, a lot of times, with the trade alerts, again, as a servant leader, as a servant team, a lot of times the alerts come in, we simply go ahead and post them into our group chat so we can make sure no one missed them. And I do see that it's not yet updated in full with our past history of updates. But if you've been following our trades in our group chat, Indy, I'm gonna hopefully you're ready today. Hopefully you just ain't bounce on me because I need you to speak today. So stay put for me because I got some time for you. But here's where our trade alerts, we are still waiting for the updates to come there. And these basically just updates our history. Guys, you can see right here, that's where you'll be able to go and join the actual group chat. Let's see, did I press it? Got something in the way. It's not letting me go back. I don't know what this little piece is right here. Let me get that thing out of the way. Just going back. All right. So we went through our trade academy, our trade alerts, and now let's talk about our trade economy. And really, here's where our fundamental analysis is as well. Okay. And basically, what we're able to do with our fundamental analysis, in sense of, is really just understanding the information, understanding what we need to read, what's going on in Russia, what's going on in Japan, because we can see changes in the euro and changes in the Japanese yen, as well as changes in the US dollar based on certain news that we may have going on. So we may, just like today when India was in our chat, talking about gold or talking about, I'm not messing with US 30 today, but tomorrow, we could see an impact and things like that because of certain news that's coming out. So again, great job there, for those in the chat. Also, just looking here, let me make sure everybody muted. Cool. All right. And then now let's look at our trade sessions. Now, trade sessions are our live sessions, that we have here every Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. All right. You guys see, you can basically come here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday through Thursday. You'll be able to actually join live session here as well. You would just click join the live session at 8. It'll pop up for you. And right now, you guys can see nothing has been updated from the 7th. Right now on phase 2, we're going to see those recordings come in, but guess what? We're still having them live. So it's important right now that you do catch them live, as well, because there is a lag on the recordings being coming up because of, again, our transition, where we've transitioned again over now 100,000, new people to the Tradera family, that a few short months ago was only about 40,000. So we've almost tripled, our users and our clients here, which actually is the reason why for the restructure, so we can actually have a structure and bandwidth for the hundreds of thousands, because that's what's about to happen, especially when you're getting these type of sessions for only $100, right? You're gonna get an influx of people coming in who want to learn Forex, but all these other companies are charging darn near $300 a month to learn it. Well, we actually cut that, 66%, down, more than half, right? Which is phenomenal. And then, of course, my IBO section here. I'm not going to click in too much, so I don't want to show all my information, but I am quickly going to go to, for example, you'll be able to, if you are IBO or individual business owner, we actually don't upgrade to IBO until you actually get your 3, because once you get your 3, your $99 is waived, right? So you basically have a full ride scholarship to get your information. The only thing you have to do is become an IBO, which is now only $15 a month. Okay, because now you are a business owner, of a home-based business, and now you have access to over 475 plus tax deductions as well. And if you need help with that or understanding, hey, tracking mileage and things like that, please reach out to me privately, as well as Justin as well, who has a tax guru, with us here, so we can help you with that as well and help you understand those things. Also, your commissions, because once you actually have 10 people on your team, the company would then pay you $125 a week or $500 a month. And of course, things can go up there. Okay, but here's my account, and this is where I'm really not gonna open up anything, but my account, your profile information is here. Again, you always want to make sure your billing information is updated, and that's just because you want to make sure you can actually get paid as well, because once you become an IBO, and you have 10 people, you no longer get the free aspect of it. Since the business is paying you $500, you're basically expected to pay your $99 out of that 500, if that makes sense. So you do want to make sure your billing is accurate for those reasons, as well, to make sure you can actually get paid your commissions on time as well. And you can make sure your subscription is active, because you don't want to miss a live session or not be able to get in or no longer get trade alerts or anything like that. So that's very, very, very important. Okay. So again, thank you guys for the time while I was able to actually go through the back office with the new settings. I know, Tony, I see you back up here. I know last time you were on, the back office was totally different, right? So yeah, it has definitely changed a lot, and I like to continue to educate and make sure we all know how to get through these things as well. Okay. So basically what I'm about to go into now, again, is our trading view. Okay, so if you don't actually have a trading view account set up, simply go to tradingview.com and register for your free account. This is going to be necessary because everyone is going to actually need to request for our 20 pip and dip indicator. And what I want to talk about that really is because it's actually an additional add-on. It is not from Tradera, right? Included with Tradera, we get our Trade Academy, our trade alerts, our trade economy, and our trade sessions. That's what comes included. However, because you are part of our team with Team Trends and our partnership, we actually have a 20 pip and dip indicator that actually helps us enter and exit the market a little bit easier, right? Well, we don't have to really just simply watch the charts all day. It's basically training wheels in a sense of getting to the market and being successful, okay? So that is an additional add-on that's special to us. So first thing will need to do is, again, have a free trading view account, okay? Because your indicator will be on trading view. Again, it's a third party. So if you have any issues with that as well, anything, you basically would need to, let me see, I'm not sure if you can mute that. There you go. Um, you would not actually go to support from Tradera. You would go to 20 pips and dip. And I'm about to type that in right now, and dip.com. Hopefully everyone sees the video. I like the you saw the video I have with basically some chips and dip, because that's basically what it is. It's basically, you know, um, our chips and dip, and since everyone's been using it, we've seen a lot of good success. I definitely wish Mr. Humble was on the line right now to really talk about, the success he's had. He's trading gold. He wants to get better on the US 30. Okay, but even here you see it still says access is awaiting approval. So right now, if you recently just got, or just registered on 20 pips and dip to get the approval, it may take some time, again, because the back office is transitioning over. And because we utilize this, and we do have to, again, make sure you are active with Tradera. You do have to send your Tradera username, your Tradera client ID, and your trading view username. And basically, this information allows our team to validate that, hey, you are an active Tradera user. Your client ID shows, hey, you're actively in our organization, so you have the access to this. People in other organizations in Tradera don't even have access to this, guys. So this is limited to just a few of us. And which is not really many right now. And basically, within 24 hours, you will get an email saying, hey, thank you, you've been approved. Okay. If you don't receive that email, it's possibly because you may have made an error with your username, client ID, or trading view username. So it's definitely important that you have that information and accurate for you as well. And let's really simply show you guys what that looks like. This is really where the fun comes in my opinion. Let me see here. Guys, y'all know what time it is. My daughter usually wakes up right about now. It's like she hears me and comes down the steps or something. But basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look up the Euro USD right now. But real quick, I'm not sure if anyone has some information or maybe wants me to look at a different pair. Is there a particular pair you guys would like me to look at by chance? Just simply write it in the chat or come off mute and say, hey, Travis, can you actually look at this pair? Let's see what this is doing right now. India, I'm pretty sure you probably want to look at goals.
Yeah, go.
I knew it. I got you. I already knew it. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna look at that next. Actually, I'm gonna let you kind of talk through it once I bring the charts up, and I'll kind of navigate for you in a sense. But just kind of want to walk through how we utilize this tool as well. And of course, before we get here, as you guys saw me go through the back office, it's important to understand the basics, because it's very difficult or can be very difficult to utilize this indicator and you really don't have an understanding of candlesticks, pips, or lot sizes or proper risk management. Because simply what can happen is you may be just getting in the trade, and you might be risking your whole account and you don't even know it. right? Or 30% or even 50% of the account when we should only be risking 1 to 3% of the account per individual trade, right? So that's why it's always important to go to the roots, because that's why we're here, to actually learn and become our own signals, to where the indicator, we can eventually almost throw away the training wheels, right? Because when we started riding bikes, we don't have them on there anymore. We couldn't wait to get those training wheels off so we can ride by ourselves, so we can, let our legs hang while we're going down those hills as fast as we can, right? We actually want to eventually, you know, become the signal, right? We want to become the signal. That's going to be so key, right? So for example, with this indicator, here are some few steps. You always want to make sure you start on the 1 hour chart. If you guys can see here at my top left, you see Euro USD and you see 1H, which means each candlestick represents an hour in time, okay? And basically, we need to then identify current price, okay? Then we need to secondly identify our 50 moving average, right? Or 50 MA. And basically what the 50 MA stands for is this is the average of the last 50 candles, okay? And this is what this line is representing, okay? We see current price, we see our 50 moving average. Now, what we need to ask ourselves is price above the 50 moving average, or is price below the 50 moving average, okay? And as we can see right now, price is above the 50 moving average. So if you see anything above, right, you would think what? Up, right? So let's think we're looking for buy opportunities when it's above. If price was below the 50 moving average, we should be looking for sell opportunities, okay? Again, the trend is your friend, okay? We always have to remember that. As you guys can see, what type of trend are we seeing? Are we seeing an uptrend or are we seeing a downtrend? And actually, we're seeing an uptrend, right? We kind of see that channel. We see HH, which stands for higher high, HL for a higher low because it's higher than this last low. We see a higher high because it's higher than this high, and another higher low or pullback because it's higher than the most recent before that, right? And then we start to see what? A pattern. So if I see a higher high, I'm going to see a higher low, and then guess what? What's going to happen then? Higher high, higher low, and it's going to do what? Right. We're going to see that buy opportunity. Okay. So now that we're on a 1 hour chart, what I like to do is get a vertical line. So for example, what we would usually wait for is for that candle to actually say buy, right? For educational purposes, I'm just going to pretend it says buy right here. I'm actually going to type it in real quick. Let me type buy real quick. I'm basically gonna make my own right now. And again, this is just for educational purposes. If your candle doesn't say buy, more than likely I wouldn't actually get in the trade. But you will see this candle, for example, it will say buy, just like they do here, right? And you see great opportunities to get in. Oh, look at that. Oh, it dipped. Somebody would have got scared, dipped, and then look at that. Boom, profits. Okay. So here's our buy candle. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is find a vertical line. As you guys can see, I'm over here to the left, right under the cross. You may see this trend line first. You want to bring down your menu, go to vertical line. We're going to drop that vertical line right there so we can identify that candle that's in the buy. Next, what we want to do is now go to our 5-minute chart, because the 5-minute chart is going to tell us how we enter and chart up our markets, right? So now we are looking for our second confirmation. Guess what? When we first went to the hour mark, current price was above the 50. That was confirmation 1. I'm on the 5-minute chart and price is what? Above the 50. Wow, right? So now I'm even more confident that this trade could go in the right direction. And if you have a demo account set up, guess what? Let's actually put a market execution buy in for Euro USD. Let's actually do that right now. So if everyone can actually go to their demo accounts, find Euro USD, the pair. Let me see, where is it at? Man, I've been trading crypto on this. We're going to go to trade. We're going to go to market execution. We're going to buy by market. Okay. And basically, my enter point says it's 1.16162. 1.16162. And I'm writing that down because now what I want to do is I actually want to come to the left column. I actually want to find my prediction and measurement tools. And because I'm in the buy, I'm going to select long position. Because if you hear somebody say, hey, I'm going long on Bitcoin, which means Bitcoin is, I'm going for a buy. People say, hey, I'm shorting Bitcoin. You probably heard this about Tesla all the time. We're shorting Tesla and Tesla is only going up. But short means I'm selling, right? But right now we're in a long position. So I want to get my long position. I want to drop it on the chart. Immediately, I'm not really worried about where it lines up because I need to make it a little bit smaller, you know, so I can see where everything is. Then I need to line up this middle line, as you guys can see, right? And right now, that middle line represented in gray right here on the side. Your gray is that middle line, or basically what your entry point would be. Your red would be your stop loss, and your green would be your take profit. Okay. So we understand 20 pips. So we're going to actually move those to represent 20 pips. But first, I need this gray starting point to be 1.16162. And right now it's 1.16153, which means I only need to move this up just a tad right there. You guys can see now 1.16162, which means that's my entry point. Okay. And as you guys can see, it looks like we are already in profit. It looks like good, about 8 cents. It's not much, but we're in profit. Okay. So the middle now represents my entry point. Now I need my take profit and my stop loss to be 20 pips. Right now, you guys can see it shows 7.2. So what I need to do is come here to the corner, grab it, and slide it up all the way till I get to 20. Right? And I may go off the chart here. So I'm actually going to make it 19.19 pips just so we can actually see it. And I don't have to go off the chart. So now I can go back to my MetaTrader 4. I hate that I can't actually see the number because this USD thing is in the way. All right, that's better. But no, it's not. I still can't see it. All right, so what I'm going to do is then I'm actually going to bring it down to about 15 pips so I can actually see the number on the left side. Right, so guys see it now, 1.16328 is going to be where I take profit. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my trade on my MetaTrader 4, on my demo account. I'm going to go to stop loss. Okay, and I want to take that back 20 as well. Right, for me, I just do 20 in both directions. My stop loss is 20 pips and my take profit is 20 pips. But again, for this example, I did 16.6 just because I didn't want to be off the chart and then we couldn't see it. Manually, I know how to actually calculate my pips, but this is just a tool to help those who don't know how to calculate their pips, right, from their entry point. Okay, so this shows 16.6 pips from my entry point would be 1.16328. My take profit, 1.16328. And my stop loss, which is in red, which would be 1.15970. Boom. Gonna click modify and my trade is set. And basically at this point, I set it and forget it, right? It's either gonna hit my take profit or it's gonna hit my stop loss. Okay. And I'm in for 20 pips. So that means if we're risking 1 to 2% and we're talking about 20 pips, it depends on how much money you have in your account. So for example, if you have $100 account, right, you actually probably want to use between a 0.01 and possibly a 0.02. 0.03 will actually take it a little bit, above 4 to 5% risk. which again, I do not recommend. I recommend sticking between 1 to 3%. Okay. You guys can see here, right now, we are still kind of dancing. I want to say dancing around our entry point a little bit. All right, boom. I'm just moving it to the side so we can see it, right? You guys can see our entry point was right there. We're still dancing around it a little bit, um, but we can, simply see the market going upwards. We even see our trend here on the 5 minute. We see the uptrend going. We see this possible red line that we created could be some type of floor. So if it does bounce back down, we can see it then jump back to the upside, right? So again, we put in a trade, we simply set it and forget it. Okay. Hopefully everyone got that trade in. Hopefully I did that slow enough. If not, you need to come back and practice it. The beauty tonight, guys and gals, is that this is being recorded. So we're in a good spot right now. Now we're going to look at some gold, XAU USD. And anytime I look at this, I always try to use the one that says FX, right? Because they have other ones, that come up differently and that actually could, throw you off a bit, because in your broker account, it won't look like your entry points won't look the same. Like for example, right here it says 18886. This is gonna how your entry points are gonna look on your MetaTrader 4 in your Forex account. However, another may say 1.886, which again, it doesn't, correlate to our Forex brokers, right? And it could be a little bit confusing in a sense. So actually, let's go back to the 1 hour. So, India, not sure if you're in a place to talk for a little bit or give some insight. Where do you, when you're looking at gold, where do you usually start, if you don't mind sharing?
A little bit on me, bro.
I'm sorry?
I said you was breaking up a little bit on me. I can hear you now.
Oh, my bad. I was saying with gold, where do you usually start? When you're looking at your charts, where do you usually start?
I usually start on the 1 hour.
Okay.
Sometimes I start on the daily. Really, I start on the daily because gold is real volatile. So it's like trading Bitcoin. It's one of those pairs that, I mean, before you blink your eyes, you can be going up, and then you turn around and you can hit your stop loss. So I really look at what the daily first when I first started trading gold. And I usually do it on the London market, which is late at night, early morning, like between 1 and 2 and 10 is usually the best time to trade it. To me, it is. I start on the daily chart to see where the candle closes. So I just see, the day before to see where I'm headed. So right now it look like it's in the uptrend. So the whole market, gold is definitely going up. I think it hit its 9-year high, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I take it down to the 4 hour, then I mark my charts on the 4 hour and the 1 hour chart. So I just work my way down. I usually start with the highest, the highest one day. I go down to 4 hour, and then I just work my way down. And and of course we take our trades on the 15-minute, 5-minute, where you be able to see it up close.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. So that's some good insight. Hopefully everybody was taking notes, because if you've seen, what she's been doing in the chat, you would definitely be listening. Of course. So we do see the uptrend. We looked at the daily, we looked at the 4 hour, we see the uptrend, we see everything is still above the 50 moving average. Now let's go to the hour, right? We still see it above the 50 moving average. Okay. So, we could do a practice here. Usually what I would do, because the last buy signal was like 4 hours ago, usually I wouldn't, wait that long if I'm using this indicator. But based on the trend that we're seeing, and then with the news, as India shared early in the chat, that these stimulus checks are coming out anytime. And again, don't get me wrong. I know there are people who are in need. The concern that I have is that money is being given, and it's not to help the people, right? It's to actually help big business, because you're getting this check basically so you can pay your bills to what? Big business, or to the banks, right? To pay your car notes, to pay your mortgages, right? Because big banks need this money to keep operating, right? So, and that's really what it's coming to. And anytime you have this fiat or this paper money that can just keep being printed, guess what? You know, the value is going to go down. But one thing we know that's true and dear, as India said, gold just hit a 9-year high, right? Gold is always going to be currency. No matter what part of the world you go to, gold is going to be recognized. However, with fiat money, we do have to exchange it, right? Because if I go to Europe, they're like, we don't take dollars, right? You have to exchange it for the euro and things like that. So basically, what I would do right now, we all can, kind of look at this. We're looking at the 1 hour. I'm gonna actually find me a vertical line on the 1 hour, and let's say I can look at the most recent one because it's still basically in the same spot that we're seeing the buy. We're not seeing the big movements like we saw kind of earlier today. And don't get me wrong, each candle, even an hour, this is some good movements, right? That's right there about a 80 pip move, I would say. Right? So let's find our vertical line. Let's now go to our 5 minute so we can see our entry points. And guess what? Current price is still above the 50, although it's slightly above the 50, right? We can say that price is, oh no, it looks to be a little bit below right now. I'm sorry, at 1886, right? The 50 blue line is right here. And we do see current price a little bit below it. Okay. So what, in this sense, what I would do, I actually would kind of wait.
Yeah, I wait too, bro.
Right.
Wait till that's why I look on that daily to see where that
Mhm.
last where it close at.
Right.
Around the evening time, you want to wait until see when that last candle close at, and kind of see what market you gonna be jumping into the next day.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. Absolutely. That makes sense. And that's some good information. And one thing I like that she said, I'll wait. Right. And that is sometimes the hardest thing to do as a trader is to wait, right? Because a lot of times we want money now, right? And what we have to realize is the market may not always give us what we're looking for. We have to take what the market is giving us. And sometimes, no money lost is money earned, because hey, I didn't take an L. I didn't just jump in because I had to do something, right? You want to find the right markups because again, you can have that $100 to $300 day, right? And some people don't even make that in a month's time or a week's time, working 40 hours. You see what I'm saying? So you may only sometimes trade once or twice a week, right? And get 300. That's $600 a week, that we're making, with this skill. But just for laughs and giggles, as you guys can see, I'm glad we didn't get in because look at that sell. It's still dropping a bit. Okay. But what I'm going to do because I'm in a demo, I'm actually going to put the trade in. I'm just going to put the buy in. I'm just going to see what happens. Right. And again, that's why we demo. That's why we utilize practice accounts because we can make the mistakes. Right. We can, I wouldn't say over leverage. You do want to practice everything properly, of course. But again, when we're using the demo, we don't have that emotion of having real money, right? Sometimes we have that emotion of having real money, we seem to overcomplicate things. So if we can be confident using our practice account, when we do have our real money, guess what? Hey, things can be a little bit more seamless. Okay. So it's 9:45, so we have a new candle forming. You guys can see, right now, I, I may see like a small pullback or a small pull up right there. And I'm going to enter, let me find gold on my MetaTrader 4. Where's that bad boy at? XAU USD is the pair for gold, US dollar versus gold. Okay. And now that I found that on my demo account, I'm actually going to put in a market execution and it's going to be a buy. Okay. Um, And basically, the spread is about 5 pips. So the spread actually isn't bad right now. Actually, pretty sweet. So now, what I do want to do here, I want to go back to my prediction and measurement tools. I'm in a buy, so this would be another long position. Okay. And my entry point was 1,885, right? We actually saw, today, right? We already saw, I mean, what was that high right there? What's that? 19,000, right? It hit, was that early today? Yeah, about 4 o'clock, right? Hit about 1900, so we could see that happen again. But again, my entry point is 1,885, which is about right here. All right, I'm gonna bring it over. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so I can see my digits like I need to. 1,885 dot. All right, so that's 1,884. Let me see if that'll help me out. All right, so that's probably about as close as I'm gonna get to it actually in the middle. And the difference here when I'm utilizing my stop loss and why gold, US 30, I would say gold, US 30, as well as cryptocurrency, a 20 pips a lot of times is too tight of a stop loss. Okay, you guys can see here, just this small range right here is over 385 pips, right? That's a whole heck of a lot, right? But, and that's the thing about trading these pairs, you have to truly um, understand your risk, right? Your risk is higher when we're talking about 385 pips. So $100 account, can you get in, get out? Absolutely. But a stop loss at 385, even with 10 cents, will blow your account, right? If you're not looking at this the right way. And that's why I don't suggest starting with gold or starting with US 30 or cryptocurrency. If you're a beginner trader, I would not start there with those pairs, um, I would say. So what I would do here, really looking at it, I would actually probably put it about right here because we do see that last low right there, right? So that's about 350 pips. And I'm actually going to simply look at that most recent high right here, right, which is about 500 pips, okay? So my stop loss that I'm going to enter once I modify this is going to be here in red. So my stop loss would be 1,881.483, right? Or 0.48. It won't let you put that 3 in. And my take profit, which is in green up here, is going to be 1,890 point, what's that, 10, when I'm going to modify that. Okay. And again, I'm going to set it and forget it. And at this point, it's either going to hit my take profit or it's going to hit my stop loss, at this point. And again, that's why I always suggest trading or our trainings to utilize our demo accounts so we can see how we enter the market. Then we can look at our results. And then if if out of every 10, you're seeing a success rate of over 7 out of 10, that's a actual strong success rate, right? So now this is something you may be able to move, now to your live account. But again, if you're not seeing a success rate, what is important to do at that point is to actually come back to the drawing board and see, what can I change? What can I do differently, right? And that's what's so important about doing what we do and studying and making sure we study the right way. Cool. But before I go into anything else on our technical side, are there any comments, questions, or concerns that anyone may have that I may need to answer for you all? All right, feel free to chime in. You can write it in the chat if need to, or come off mute if need to. Just let me know. Don't be afraid to ask the question. Again, the only dumb question is a question that you don't ask. Okay. All right. So basically, that's going to, I would say, end the discussion on the technical analysis. What I do want to bring on is Mr. Pinkston right now, who's actually going to transition us, to our independent business ownership, status. We have individuals on the team who are looking to get their 3 and free, are looking to build a residual income, past 500, past $1,000 a month, maybe more like $1,000 a week in residual income, or just looking to get that residual so they can add more money into their broker accounts to trade. Because one thing I do know is that OPM is sweet. and OPM stands for other people's money, right? So if you're now helping 10 people and the company's paying you $500, you now have an extra $400, because you're paying your 99 for your subscription to actually throw into your broker account to help you increase your account. And one thing I would tell everyone is never increase your risk, increase your equity, which basically means you should still risk 1 to 3% of your account per trade. If you want to make more, increase your account size, right? Don't increase the risk. Don't go 5 to 6% risk on $100 account. Go 1 to 3% on $1,000 account, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So, real quick, Mr. Pinkston, are you available and still on the line for me, sir?
Yes, sir. I am here.
Gotcha. Do you have anything to screen share for us? Because I'm actually going to stop my share so you can actually come on the screen for us and get that ball rolling.
Yeah. So, real quick, Travis, man, I definitely want to give it up to you. It's an amazing technical analysis session tonight. Hopefully, everybody got as much out of it as I did. Shout out to India as well. Just really, putting the information into practical use. That's what's really so important, guys, is that you know when you come to this opportunity with the approach that I'm coming to actually learn, I'm coming to learn and apply. You get so much more out of it, and so that's the approach that you want to take. The technical, the trading aspect isn't. It depends on the individual. It may not be as attractive to most people in the beginning, but I can guarantee you it's probably one of the most attractive things when you're talking to India, right? When
Mhm.
you're talking to Travis, when you're talking to somebody that can sit down and apply a skill that can make them, $1,000 a day, that's very attractive. You know what I mean? But what I do want to do real quick, because India, I know you were speaking, earlier. I want to bring you on real quick, just a quick Q&A if you can. Not sure if you're in a position to talk, but from a standpoint of you, I just want to hear real quick because I mean, you out of anybody probably right now uh, is probably really don't have a need necessarily to introduce this to anybody, right?
Yeah,
Simply because you go in the market, you know how the market charts, you know how to basically be patient, you know what to look for, and you can get in and get out, right?
yeah,
And you found your pair. That's one of the most important things is people don't understand when trading. You don't want to trade everything. You don't need to trade everything, right? And so, what is the purpose of you actually, telling other people about this? I mean, why go through the hassle of even dealing with other people when you can just make money on your own and just be quiet about
well, I gotta share it. I gotta help my people out. It worked for me. I heard about Forex a long time ago. I actually remember when y'all first started. I came to a group way back in 2017 with you guys, you and Travis, and I didn't take it serious. I gave 100% in the work, and like I said, I'm tired of working. For somebody else working hard when this skill, I mean, this skill is unbelievable. It's life changing. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to try it first for myself. You know what I mean? And once I seen it work, put in the time, an hour or two a day when I can't even working. It definitely was worth the sacrifice. It still is. I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day. Like um, I can't say I'm a great trader yet because I'm not consistent at it. And I do love gold. Gold is one of my favorite pairs, but I wouldn't recommend gold either as a beginner. Like I like JPY, some of the major pairs, you can practice on, but I just recommend to just find a pair and stick to it. And I definitely had to share it. When I started seeing results and seeing for myself, like, oh, this worked. I doubted it. It'd been a couple times where, I was ready to just give up on it. You know what I'm saying? But I just, like I said, I just went through the academy and still go through the academy over and over again, until I understand it. I ask a question if I don't understand it because I want to get it. I see so many people, financially free. They don't work, 6 months, 5 months of your life. You study this every day and you don't have to go work for somebody. So you basically putting 100% in yourself, and it's a skill that, you're going to have with you for the rest of your life. So why not share it, and a lot of people, they look at the charts and be like, what is this? They so confused. And like I said, when we sharing it to somebody, I just tell them, go to the back office. Like we in the Academy of Education, they're going to teach you A to Z. So you don't have to come in here and just and to market. That wasn't my thing. I wasn't coming in here to market. I said it to myself. I'm not going to market. I'm not going to concentrate in that. I want to learn the skill. But once you learn the skill, you have no choice but to share it. It's just like, oh, I get this. Like I gotta, I want to show people, like, it's not as difficult as I thought it was when I first, got involved with it and stuff like that. But I definitely would help anybody, that wanted to learn this skill. I mean, it's like I said, I'm nowhere near yet to be a trader where I can retire yet from my job, but I'm just putting it in the atmosphere. I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get there because it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But appreciate you sharing that. That's so impactful. I mean, everything that you shared. A couple of things that I hope everybody was listening when she was talking this now, because as as Indy was sharing, all I could hear was consistency, right? Number one, she made a decision. First of all, she made a decision. She said, I saw this back, and she probably saw it before she saw us, but she remembered coming into a meeting that Travis and myself did back in 2017. That's 3 years ago, right? Back in 2017, and she said she didn't take it serious, right? And so at some point, you got to understand that this is, I really have to make a decision. If I'm gonna take it serious, or I'm not gonna take it serious, right? And that's anything. But when you talk about something that that could potentially change your life, like, you gotta first believe that it can change your life. And that's what happened with India. She said, I kept seeing people, that was financially free, meaning they wasn't working, right? And India, like, talk to me about the mindset that you had when you saw people, like, somebody is actually doing this full time, they're not working, and you looked at yourself and
Man.
you had to say something to yourself. What is that conversation?
Man, oh man, I remember a guy. He tried to recruit me. I'm not gonna put his name out because he with a whole different platform, and is a more expensive platform. But he came to me, on the marketing side, like, hey, won't you join this, blah blah blah. So I'm like, what, he told me a little about the skill. I watched the video, and I was just like, I want to learn this. I want to learn the skill. Do you know how to, do you know the skill or whatever? And he's like, no, I'm working on that. And, so I'm just like, I don't really have no mentor. I don't know how, I want to learn the skill. I'm not too worried about the marketing right now. So like I said, he came, and 2 years later, man, he a multi-millionaire. I mean, he making $1 million off in a day, off one candlestick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, if I would have took it serious back then, and so many other people. I mean, I know a lot of people that was involved in this, and I mean, I seen testimonies of people just leaving their job in 6 months. I mean, if y'all jump on the ones at night, the 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday, they got sessions at 9 o'clock where people on there giving their testimony. I think a girl started in April, and she already making, 6 figures a month. So it's possible. It's possible. And like she said, every day she'll stay up at night, just going hard at it. Like, and like I said, once you be consistent at something anyway, you begin to become addicted to it. You begin to every day, when you don't study it, it becomes, a part of your habit, just like working out. You know what I'm saying? You want to, and you do learn something every single day. Even going through the back office, you're going to learn on your education platform. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just write notes, you know what I'm saying? Going back consistently, put it in your head. Like, so every day you going to see yourself getting better. You're going to start seeing the charts clear when they just look jumbled up and crazy right now. So like I said, just being consistent, man. Like, if I would have been consistent back there, I know I wouldn't be working right now, and like I said, I got tired, I drive trucks for a living, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gone. I was over the road 2-3 months at a time, couldn't have a normal life, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, even if I can make, like you said, $600, $700 a week, and maybe, I got to sacrifice something to get, to what I want, to be financially free instead of giving 100% of my job. Hey, why not give it to myself? These other guys did it and they made it. quickly. This is not nothing to take 2-3 years to do. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds impossible. Like, what? You quit your job in 6 months? You know what I'm saying? So, but me actually seeing these people do it, man, it was like, man, I gotta take this serious. I gotta take it serious. And I advise everybody, to take it serious. I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm still going through my back office over and over again. If I got a question, I'ma ask it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't understand it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, bro.
Okay. Well, and the reason, guys, I want you to understand the reason why I'm asking any of these questions is because when you really fully believe something, you don't have a problem with sharing it, right? See, this portion of the training is supposed to be about the recruiting aspect of building Tradera, which is completely optional, right? But I want you to understand, India has probably recruited more people than anybody in the group within the past month, right? And and it's only because she's at a point, she hit a flash point, right? Because her belief is at an all-time high, right? In my opinion, that's what I'm observing. And so when you believe something, you don't have a problem with sharing. I mean, it's you have a conviction, right? She said, I have to help the people. I have to help my people. Period. And so if you don't really fully believe yet that it will help you, you're not gonna really feel free or at liberty to share with anybody else, right? We can give you all the technical stuff of what to say to people, how to say it. Hey, share it with this, put them on this 9 o'clock call, put them on the 2 p.m. call. Say this and say that, but it's not going to work because you have to first believe in what it is that you're doing. You got to believe that this is really, most of us operate with some level of integrity. And so if you don't really fully believe that this is going to help you, you're not really fully believe it's going to help somebody else or the next person. And so internally, you won't share it as much. You may put a little bit out there. You may talk.
Man, that joint was getting live. He went out on us. Gosh almighty. Sheesh. That's how you know that joint was powerful when that thing just paused on us.
You hear me?
Yeah, there we go. Woo. Whatever you was about to say was gonna be so powerful that the internet said, "Let me stop real quick."
Cool. Well, I'm gonna end it here, guys, because we at the top of the hour. But the last thing that I'll say is this: you want to saturate yourself with this information, because that's all India did. Guys, she saturated herself with the information. Period. Right. And when you saturate yourself with the information, you know, you become this again, like she said, is focus. Following one course until successful. She focused in on what it was that she was looking for. First of all, she made a decision. That's number one, right? She made a decision. First of all, um, that I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's what she said, right? She said she compared
Straight up.
herself. That's what she did. She made a decision, and but she was honest with herself too. She said, "I haven't given it my full, 100%." Right? She was honest. She did a self evaluation. The next thing she did was made a decision. She said, "Whatever it takes, I'm willing to pay the full price." That's what she said. She said to herself, she said, I know there's going to be a sacrifice. There's going to be something that happens. I got to be willing to give up. And she said that she was okay with that internally before she started moving. And then she made a commitment. She said, if there's something I gotta give up, whether it's, weekends or nights or an hour or two or a day, that's what she gave up, and it's still giving it up, right? But look at the payoff, right? The payoff is confidence. The payoff is in pips. The payoff is finding that pair that you can trade and you can commit to trading that you can learn, right? The payoff is attracting other people to her reality now, right? And so, but it all comes with making a decision. It all comes with making a commitment to see it through, regardless of how you know how difficult it may seem in the beginning. Period. Now, I'm not saying you got to be an expert trader. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you got to make a decision. Period. Right? If you don't make a decision, procrastination is like suicide on a payment plan. Period. Right? I mean, when you talk about a payment plan, right? It's like, nah, it ain't gonna kill you right now, but suicide eventually is gonna kill you. So when you procrastinate, I mean, she talked about it, guys. I mean, think about people having success and you being swallowed up around the success of other people around you. You literally start at the same time, and this happened with Travis and myself. I'm like, I'm listening to India, but at the same time, my feet is getting stepped on, right? Because I focus more so on the recruiting side of the business at first, right? But then as I start seeing people gain the knowledge and the skill set of actually learning beyond just the fundamentals, I said I got to learn more than just the fundamentals of trading. Does that make sense? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where we are right now, guys, because you won't have an excuse. You won't have an excuse to say, you know what, I was there, you know, and I just didn't apply I just didn't apply myself. I mean, cause you right here, you getting it. I mean, when you start seeing, I mean, cause I guarantee you this. Now this is, I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard as you know what, right? And my kid, it's gonna be hard when you start seeing the posts and the Team Trends group coming from India, and she's making 3,000 a day, 4 grand a day, 5 grand a day, and you haven't made a decision yet that you're gonna take it serious. It's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be real hard.
It's gonna be disgusting.
It's gonna be disgusting because you're gonna do one or two things. You either gonna stop because you ain't gonna want to see that no more, or you gonna say, all right, man, now I'm gonna get to work. Now I'm gonna, and that's what happened to her, literally. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got tonight, Travis, man. This was for me. You know, sometimes you need the meeting, sometimes the meeting needs you. I definitely needed the meeting tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate India. I appreciate everybody hopped on and promoting the call, guys. Let's pack this call out next. What we on next Tuesday? You know,
Mm-hmm.
let's pack this call out. Travis adds tremendous amount of value. Um, we just need to get it going. So that's all I got tonight, man. I appreciate you allowing me to share.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate India as well. Dropping jewels and dropping knowledge, on us right now. That's real important, y'all. And I'm very, very thankful for everybody that's on the chat right now. If you're new, of course, get back to the person that invited you here so you can get plugged in and get everything rolling for you. Again, I want to see everybody at the top because it's the bottom, y'all. That's way too crowded, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.